Omri, this whole movie is your fault. I don't know if you want to just kind of be out here like, yay, yay. No. We had a whole conversation about this.
I thought there was 2 chairs. I was like,
No.
I know. I almost sat on your lap by accident. Sorry.
Excuse me, folks.
Okay, no, see, that conversation we had earlier, okay? I would have cried. I would have cried like a grown man cries when his
Grown
dreams
men
come
don't
true.
cry.
No. When their dreams come true, there's tears. There's absolute tears. Hello, welcome.
Thank you for the warm welcome,
Yes,
everyone.
no, of course. Have you guys had a great weekend out here celebrating with all the fans that you have encountered?
Oh my gosh, the best. Everyone's been so lovely, so nice. Thank you, everyone.
Right?
We've never
Make some
been
noise for yourselves.
Yes.
Wait, you've never been here?
I guess he has, but I've never been to Iowa.
Oh.
It's my first time. Everyone's welcomed me so lovingly.
Yes.
It's been 300 years since I've been to Iowa.
Down to the day.
Down to the day.
Oh my God, I love it.
I've been here way long ago.
Okay.
So it's been nice
It's
to
a
come
long,
back.
strange trip it's been.
It's been a long, strange trip, man. And hospitality has been great.
I love it.
Yes.
Everybody's very warm and welcoming, and food is really good.
Okay, let's
and,
talk about the food, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Been to Fongs yet?
what's that?
No,
You
we
haven't been to Fongs?
we just see this convention center and then go back to the hotel and basically.
Somebody put in an order for some Fongs right quick. Like,
Oh,
just,
yeah.
yeah.
Just for the plane.
Yeah.
Even the food they've provided has been really good.
Yes,
so.
yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. No, we thank
It's
you
true.
for being here with us. Okay, so we are here to lavish you with compliments and joy over this wonderful
Oh,
movie.
please.
Yes, yes.
I'm
ready.
blushing.
We should
I'm
have brought you
blushing.
smocks,
Soak it in.
okay? Like, it's about to go down. Hocus Pocus is one of those cultural phenomenal movies that has lasted generations and will continue to do so forever and ever and ever, I'm predicting. But when it came to joining something that had any modest touch of spookiness to it, were you fans of horror? You have to go last, Omri, because obviously Erie.
Ladies
Indiana-
first.
yes.
No, he said, okay, well, anyway.
Said last.
Well, the only spooky thing I would like, because I really was not a fan of horror movies, I would
Okay.
get frightened, even though I'm in them. I was in them. The very first thing I ever was in was a horror film
Yes.
when I was 3. It was called Home Sweet Home. It was a slasher movie.
Look, everyone's like,
yeah.
that was you!
Thank
Oh
you.
my God. Yes, yes.
You're the only person who's seen it. Oh, you. What's your name? Danny. No way, your name's Danny.
Wait.
Stop. Yes, love it. And is
amazing.
Allison in here?
Do we have an Allison in here?
No, she
I see
didn't.
some
She didn't
hands.
make
I see
it.
some hands.
Okay, but there was
Okay.
an Allison today, so anyway, that was cool. I
That's
didn't meet a
brilliant.
Max. Is our Max in here? Nope.
Raise
Well,
your hand, Omri.
Yeah.
Just-
Anyway,
There is a Max
Hey,
right
there you
here.
go, there you go.
Sitting
Max
right next to you.
Dennison.
Owner of Denison's Chili.
Okay, what else?
Life goals.
Come
goals.
on, you guys know the can
Yeah,
Denison's
yeah.
Chili.
I don't
Jeez.
know. All I knew was Hormel.
Then, that was our competitor.
That was fancy.
That's our
Fancy.
competitor.
Yeah.
Please don't mention that name ever again.
Hormel.
Thank you.
Well, so the only movie I did love, and I worshipped this movie and watched it over and over again, that is considered horror, you may not think, is The Wizard of Oz. So that
yeah,
movie,
no, that's got some scariness to it.
yes,
Yeah.
and I love that movie. I watched it over and over and over again growing up, and loved Judy Garland, and just was like, I want to do that. I want to be an actor because of her. And then lo and behold, I'm in a movie about witches. It's
There
kind
it
of
is.
crazy.
I love it. I
At
love it.
16, the same age as her. Sorry. Anyway, that was
love
the
that.
movie
Okay.
that I watched,
All right.
and
All
the
right.
only one really, because everything else scared me.
That's
but
more
that
than
was
fair.
that
That's
was
more than
it.
fair. You gave. You didn't need to consume. You gave, and that counts. That totally counts.
Yes.
Omri, what about you, sir?
I'm also a giver. And
I felt that. I felt that.
You're a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was necessarily a horror fan.
Yeah.
Sure, I grew up watching all the slasher horror movies, Friday
Classics.
the 13th,
Right,
Nightmare
right.
on Elm Street, and Halloween and stuff, but I wasn't really drawn to it, even though, yeah, you mentioned Eerie, which had some spookiness to that.
Yeah.
And then
I was a
Hocus
fan of Eerie
Pocus,
too.
Yes.
So, yeah. Yeah. to answer your question.
No, I love that. I love that. When it comes to acting, especially at a young age, was there any particular sense of pressure that you felt to perform to a level, especially with an all-star cast like you had to work with in this movie?
I mean, there is a level of pressure because it's not just about you. You
Right.
have, this whole production, and there's a lot of money involved and time, and you'd be pretty selfish to just kind of, not feel the pressure
Sure.
around you, especially when they're like, okay, let's do another take, and you're like, wow, I can't nail this.
Right.
I must really suck. And you feel it, everybo's kind of breathing on you, like saying, hey, we need to get this done. So yeah, there's definitely a level of pressure that, that kind of comes with the territory.
Of course,
so.
of course.
Yeah, for me, I was freaked out because those three witches I grew up watching. Sarah Jessica Parker, I watched in Square Pegs. I watched in LA Story, Footloose.
I was going to say Footloose. We got to throw
I
Footloose
was
in
worshipped her in the
Yes.
movie. And Kathy Najimy saw her in Sister Act. And Bet, of course, Beaches and Down and Out Beverly. Like,
That's right.
literally, I was like, so all three of them were, the most nerve-wracking scene I had to shoot was the salt scene because all three of them were in that movie, that scene. And Bet was right in my face like, you clever little white witch. I was like, I'm really scared. Like, really scared. She embodied that character. Like, the energy in that room was like, whoa. Like, I was like, oh my God. And then I had to, whisk the salt around and not
That's
get
right.
it in my eyes or, all this. So it was a lot. And Kenny's like, you're not doing the circle that great. And I was, like you said, the pressure. Like, he's looking at me, no, do it again. Like, really spin it around. So finally I got it. And Jason always tells the story. Jason, who plays the voice of Binks,
Yes.
is like, I saw this meme where it was like, she did not just pour that salt around her, she performed it. And I was like, yeah, I finally nailed it. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Now, were there any particular hijinks, fun pranks, or anything like that that you were able to get away with? You were young actors, so you should be able to have a little bit of fun. Were there any that you can
I think
share?
we were too nice.
What?
You
Yeah,
were even, he was like the nicest guy. He still is the nicest. Like, he never was mean at all.
I think
So-
we were too scared to stoke the fire and not
Okay.
get fired.
I got you.
So
Were there any
But-
other that y'all got to see happening? Like, was Bet playing jokes on people?
No, everyone
No.
was like really serious about that. Except we hear that Larry, who plays Ice,
Yeah.
has this amazing video footage. You do see a little bit. I haven't seen it
clips,
yet.
clips.
Like behind the scenes stuff. So who knows what kind of hooligan
Ooh.
actions they got into.
Okay.
But I think we're all really good kids. It was like no whoopee cushions, not even like a dog poop on the floor or
Good
anything.
for you.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
think
I,
we're-
I have done some pranks on other productions, but not one that I can recall on this one. So.
Okay. Can you share any of them? Is the statute of limitations up? There's any
Sure,
legalities? Okay.
sure. It's funny because we were just talking about this, but I did this. There used to be, okay, so now there's Dancing with the Stars, right?
Yes.
So there used to be Circus of the Stars.
Oh, yes.
Way
Who
back
was
in the day.
Circus of the Stars.
I know, and
Who
I-
watched Circus of the Stars? I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still some of you alive.
Give it time.
But like literally, we rehearsed for it was like 3 or 6 months, and I did this trapeze act, and it required a lot of acrobatics and physical, physicalities. And the day before we shot, my dad, of course, another prankster, was like, "I got a great idea. Let's wrap your leg in a cast and get some crutches and show up to the set." So we do that, and the look on all the producers' faces was like a look of like horror and panic and stress. Like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? We're shooting tomorrow. This guy just broke his leg, and I saw that in their eyes. So I pulled it for about like 10, 15 minutes. I'm like, I'm just pulling your leg. And they were like, real funny.
We're going to break your leg for real now.
Too serious. Too serious.
Yeah, maybe that was a little taken a little
all
too
right.
far, but Yeah, maybe I learned my lesson on that one to be like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do that.
Fair.
Yeah.
I still love it. I wish have you seen his trapeze act though on the Dancing with the the Circus with the Stars? You
Yes.
did.
Dancing on the
Yes.
circus.
Yeah, dancing
He
on the circus.
it was he literally embodied, Peter Pan or with tights or nothing, right? So that you were literally looked like that. You were in tights.
Pink and teal tights.
I just
Yeah.
saw her blush. Did you see that? I just saw her blush just now. Yeah, good times.
And he was the cutest. Look, he's just the sweetest, cutest little boy.
Look
So
at
sweet.
them.
How much do I owe you after this?
Oh yeah,
See?
$300. Thanks.
This is legit
More
why he burned the
compliments,
candle
please.
for you. I just want you to know that. Okay.
What's that?
I said this is legit why you burned that candle just for her right there. You're trying to impress her.
Absolutely. I was trying to impress her.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, come on. It's just
mean-
a bunch of hocus pocus.
Facts.
Amazing.
Well played. When did you guys know that this had become like this phenomenal movie that resonated with so many different people? Was it something immediate where you guys saw it, the premiere, all that fun stuff? Or over time, has it been something where you're like, wow, people love this?
Okay, people who are born after, I don't know, 2000 have no idea about
The pre-internet
the journey
days?
of this movie. It was a bomb when it first came out.
Technically.
No, it really was. It was like nobody went to go see it because we were competing. You know the stats, right? Competing against Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Because it was released in the summer, which
Yeah.
was weird. And we were knocked out of the Halloween slot because of Nightmare Before Christmas. So it was a year. 1993 was pretty amazing, but not for Hocus Pocus. And it just kind of went away and died, and our hearts were broken because we felt all the magic that you feel watching this movie. We felt it making it. So we were just head scratching. There was no premiere.
Wow.
There was a screening for cast and crew. That was it. And it just died. And nobody saw it until Disney Channel, ABC Family, what else?
Probably VHS and DVD.
VHS, DVD.
VHS for sure.
Yeah.
Brothers, sisters, moms, grandmas, everyone just showing the heck out of this movie to their family members. And finally, I think in the year like 2008 was when I noticed it because we were nearing the 20th anniversary, which was 5 years later, and I'm not so nearing. But when we went to the 20th anniversary, Omri and Thor and I hadn't seen each other in like 15 years, something, and we kind of were outside after this screening that happened with the D23 fan club.
Yeah.
And it was at the Disney lot. Showed the movie. It was a packed house. There was Q&A. Afterwards, Thora and Omri and I kind of got together and we're like, why don't we have each other's phone numbers? We were outside, and we started giving each other our phone numbers. We're like, let's meet on Halloween and have a dinner, which we ended up doing, which was fun. And then all of a sudden, Omri gets pulled away and is like, can I have a picture with you? And then Thora is like, can I have a picture? And all of a sudden, we're like pulled away from each other, and there's like mobs of people wanting to take a picture with us. And we're like, huh? Wait, this is like, isn't this the only room of people who know this movie? And then it just went, whoosh. Then there was a 20th anniversary special we did, a 25th anniversary, and like Christina Aguilera was there performing, and it's her favorite movie.
Yes.
And Salt and Peppa played, and we were just like, oh my God, these are people we grew up with, and we were like in the audience going, what in the actual how? Like it was crazy, right?
Absolutely, yeah. No, it was just, I think even I just kind of forgot about it after, it was a great experience.
Sure.
Yeah.
And, moving on with my life and going to experience
Because you
life.
quit acting even,
And
so.
I left the business and everything, and then I don't even know how I got called into the 20th anniversary, how they even located me, but they did.
It's probably
And,
Candy.
Magic. It was
I
magic.
was like, sure,
Yeah.
this will be fun. And like Vanessa
the
was
grid.
just saying, we were literally mobbed, and there was just this kind of, I think we all just had this like look and feeling of like, wow, this is all of a sudden just kind of like risen from the grave and become something. And it's just been growing ever since.
Absolutely.
So thanks to you guys.
Yeah.
Make some noise for that, y'all.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
make some noise for
Really,
yourselves.
thanks to you all. This
But-
would be nothing.
I think that kind of speaks volumes to the way that entertainment evolves and changes, where, okay, maybe that summer we didn't go to the movies to see it, but I can promise you, how many of you had a copy of this movie growing up that you watch. Like,
Oh.
so like, and that's the thing. Like, this is all pre-internet, right?
Yeah.
So like, if the internet had existed, you guys would have known right away. Like, oh my God, these people are still talking about us like right now. And
Right.
there's something magical about creating a cult classic that survives beyond the box office.
Yes.
As actors, is that something where you kind of look back on and you go, well, I didn't understand how great this was, but now that I get to see it, you can appreciate it even more, despite the dip that you thought it had.
Yeah, I think for us, we're like, finally, it got the credit it deserved. And we're just so happy and proud that it's just generational now.
Of course.
Like, there's basically people have memories, like flashbulb memories of them seeing the movie with their grandma, and the grandma's no longer with us. Like, that kind of memory you can never replace, right? This fun-filled movie that brings so much joy to everyone. Some people watch it all year round.
Reveal yourselves.
Ooh, watches it all year
That's right.
round.
That's right.
Yes.
It is. It's just
Yeah.
it's a feel good movie. You know, even though it's Halloween themed, I think you know, getting involved in you know, coming to these types of shows and hearing everybody's stories about what this movie meant to them or how it inspired them has really kind of like opened my eyes to like why this movie has grown and you know, keeps rising and is what it is. It's not just a Halloween movie.
No,
It's
no.
first of all, it's very family friendly.
Very.
Yeah.
You know, there's not a lot of like funny witch movies. A lot of them are just kind of, you know, spooky and,
Right.
and scary. And yeah, I don't know. There's just something about it that it's timeless.
It hits all the marks. It hits like spooky, adventure, romance, family, loss.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Comedy in
human
there. Yeah.
relations, you know,
like your
like
sister,
bonding. yeah.
brother. I mean,
There's a lot of like great elements to it, you know, and it's just, I guess it was just a seed that was planted that, you know, just took a while to flourish, and now it's, you know, it's the beanstalk that's growing into the sky.
Love it.
the cream rises to the top.
Yeah, it
There you
does.
go.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I love it. I want to invite you guys to ask some questions. We got the microphone right here. Depending on how many folks we have, you don't have to. Go ahead.
What
you
is
come
that
through.
question box over there? Is that special or is that yours?
Which
It's
question?
yours.
Oh,
Okay.
right there.
I was like,
I
wait,
was
there's a
like, is
question
this
box?
the
What
Joker
is it?
gonna pop out of there or
It
something?
He's
could.
like, I got
It could.
1,000 questions for you. Like, oh, okay, it's gonna be I'm gonna miss my
Long
flight.
Yeah. Well, hello. What's your name?
Hi. My name is Elena.
Hi, Elena.
Hi, Elena.
Hi.
I am just curious, how often do y'all get credit for exposing children to the word virgin and having their parents have to explain to them?
Hey. This is important, though.
No.
Yeah.
Credit. I love how she says credit.
Yes.
I mean, sure. That's
Did
a
you get
polite.
props
That's
for
I was
this?
gonna
Yeah.
say that's a polite way to say it. But a lot of people have come up to me and be like, either their children or when I was a kid, that's when I learned what that word is, and having to ask your parents, kind of putting them on the spot and being like, oh, it just means, you know, whatever excuse they had to make because they just
Person
didn't
who
feel their
hasn't found
children.
love yet.
Yeah, their children's
not
ears
ready.
weren't ready maybe for it. Yeah. But I mean, you could just say, you know, it has something to do with olive oil or something, you know.
Wow, that's a stretch. But
There you go.
That was good.
Hey,
That
you
was
know,
good.
you gotta
parental
be
move.
witty and think on the fly.
Absolutely.
Like,
that's
yeah,
good. I'll
what it
use that
means.
with my son if he ever
yeah.
asks.
There you
Virgin
go.
mean, mom, and you're
Olive
just like,
oil.
yeah, you know, olive oil.
But we grew up with Madonna singing about like a virgin, so
Yeah.
it was a little
Also about
already
olive
in the
oil.
zeitgeist.
Yes,
That was
yes.
about olive oil.
Yes, you make me.
That was
put me
definitely
in
about
context.
olive oil.
But this movie was progressive by having the virginal character portrayed and showcased being a boy versus a girl, which I think is a very like, yes, that's
Yeah.
still a great showcase of progress. So
Yes.
awesome, very awesome. Hello.
Yes, and you don't know what Allison's
I wasn't
status,
gonna get into that. I wouldn't
is.
even get into that. That's
That's
personal
some
business.
movie trivia.
That's
for you.
She knew better than to light the candle. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Hello.
No thanks.
Women know best, just saying.
That's right.
My
Hey,
name's Danny
that's
This is
Ortega.
Danny.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Danny.
So we obviously know that Kenny has directed a lot of awesome kids properties, Hocus Pocus, High School Musical. What was it like working with him?
oh, we can't have enough. We don't have enough good things to say, right?
Yeah, I mean, even offset, I got to experience some great moments with him. We would take some trips. We went to. He introduced me to some of the Grateful Dead members.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he was just a real special individual, and we all still talk. And I actually just spoke with him on the phone like a month ago, and yeah, I really don't have enough good things, too many good things to say about him. He's just a magical, wonderful human being.
Love that.
And just grateful that he's a part of my life.
Yeah, so the first time I met him was my audition, and he may or may not have liked my audition, but all of a sudden, as I was leaving with my mom, so 16, leaving the Disney lot, I hear, Vanessa, come back. And I was like, woo, and it was him running after me. I just have one more thing to do, come on. And I was like, wow, okay. I've never seen a director run after an actor. And then I totally don't remember what I did, but that kind of energy is who he was. And from the moment day one of rehearsals, I just felt him being like, hello, welcome. It's just so his gestures and the way that he entices you as a person really kept our attention because we were pubescent and tired all the time, as you are at 16. You're like,
every time. Yeah.
So anyway, even though we were excited, we're still like, eh. So he basically would just whip us up and have the best time. And most people know this, but if you don't, he was a choreographer. So he choreographed Dirty Dancing and amongst other movies. So his magic was getting the attention of maybe 40 to 50 people in a chorus line, that was his come on everyone, this and 5, 6, 7, 8, So we were enticed by him as well as Thora, and again, I feel like that's the magic you see in the movie, and we won't talk about another movie that doesn't have the same amount of magic, but definitely that's him. That's all him.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Sid.
Hey,
Hey,
Sid.
Sid.
Hi, Sid.
Hi. So you've probably been asked this question before, but I guess it could be, who was your favorite witch during filming, and has it changed since?
Ooh.
That's good.
Do you mean in terms of character or just person in general?
Character. Let's not get us in trouble.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Character-wise, I was I was a young teenage boy, so I was like, "Hey, Sarah, how you doing? I was like, you're pretty." But in terms of, Kathy was just kind of up and coming, and the other two witches were very well established, and I felt like in terms of a bond. From the three actresses, not the witches, Kathy was kind of the most interactive and most enthusiastic and most embracing than all three of them. And even till today, when we see her, we'll do some of these cons with her, and she's still that same person. And it's it's great.
Love
It
it.
was really great.
Agreed about Kathy. She's just warm. I used to see her at Hollywood parties, and she's like, "Are you okay? I just want to make sure." Such a mom,
So good.
She's like, "Cause these young teens, I just don't want you to grow up and regret your life. Really be yourself." She was so nice. But I was a young teenage girl, and I loved Sarah.
It's fair. It's fair.
She was my favorite,
Yeah.
and she was very sweet with me. She one of the first times I met her, she was in the makeup chair, and she's like, "So, this is your second movie," which it was. Do you like acting? Do you want to continue? I did it as a child, I was in Annie on Broadway, and I was like, I cannot believe she's talking to me. Saying, do I want to do this for yes, I do. Can I just act with you forever? So anyway, again, similar to Omri, it's kind of a toss-up between Kathy and Sarah Jessica, just for those reasons.
I love it.
Sarah definitely was my witch. My lucky rat. I love that part.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hello.
Hey, I'm Greg. It's for
Hi, Greg.
Vanessa. Ladybugs, like, super underrated.
Let's
movie.
go. Let's go.
Super underrated.
My boy. That's what I'm talking about.
So how's it working with like Rodney Dangerfield and Jonathan Brandis, who was like a huge heartthrob at the time? Like
Believe
every
it.
girl loved him.
His hair.
He was my heartthrob.
Come on now. Come on now.
You
Thought I
joking?
was.
I mean, yes. Later. That was a whole year later.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it was.
I'll just
I
cry.
was
I'm gonna go
15,
cry.
just turned 15, different than 16.
And then, so I was like 10 years old. That dream sequence, yeah, it changes like every little kid's life. So
We weren't gonna talk about this, man. Like that's personal.
No, go ahead. Break the ice.
We all understood.
Wait, so what was it like working with them?
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this is movie making. I'll take it. You know, I basically was running around on a field kissing this guy. It was great. I was like, I love soccer now. Actually, I did. I really learned how to play soccer. It was so fun. I was like, it was between me and Jonathan. We're like equal. We had to do 3 weeks of training. And I had to boot, I had my 15th birthday party on set.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I didn't understand the whole world of set birthdays. It was like a huge cake for me and a big card signed by the whole cast. And I was just like, my eyes were bugging. We basically, Rodney was, amazing because he was kind of contrary to his persona, just a big Papa Bear. Like, he's like, you haven't had enough water. You sit down. You have no sunscreen on. Like, and just like kind of listening and overhearing. I'm like, I feel like it's like my dad, like listening. But he got no respect. But he got so much, honestly, respect from me. He was so quirky in some ways, but in other ways, so loving. So it was so fun. Interestingly enough, there was a person who said an inappropriate joke in front of children, an anti-Semitic joke, and he was like, "You're fired. These kids have never heard that type of joke." So he was serious about protecting us, which is contrary to a lot of the stories you hear nowadays, right? So he was great for my first movie ever.
Love that.
Soccer fields and boys, and Rodney taking care of me. It was great.
It's good times.
Thanks.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello, my name is Melissa.
Hi,
I'm a crazy
Melissa.
cat lady. So how much of Binks was a real cat and how much was animatronic?
Do you want?
Sure. I'll give you the quick answer. She can give you the more detailed answer. But 99% was real cat. They had, I don't know, Vanessa thinks there was like 30 cats. There might have been 30, but we kind of agree on there was a wall of like kennels where they had individual. Well, each individual cat can only do one trick. So we had the swipe the book cat and the jump on your shoulder cat and
And the
like,
sleeping in your arms cat.
Yeah, and the rub your leg cat, et cetera, et cetera. And we had this like clicker
like-
and like stinky cat food we had to carry around so the cat would like do the tricks. But obviously the cat that got run over, that was not a real cat. And the inflatable cat, obviously that was not a real cat. And all the talking aspects was real cat, but CGI'd. So
This was the first CGI. There's this newfound thing, CGI, and they brought me and Thora and Omri too. Did you go in? Anyway, they brought us into the editing room and was showing us like the rendering of this cat in the mouth, because before it was like Toonces, I don't know if you guys know that SNL show,
like puppet,
but
like
it was
hand puppet,
meow,
like,
meow, 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 like just
yeah,
this puppet,
it just didn't.
puppet cat,
Yeah.
and so now it was like, oh, that kind of looks real. Although the
Ish.
kids nowadays are like, yeah, the CGI is not that great. I'm like, listen, kid,
That's right.
the
Respect.
first thing, and
Come on.
it holds up. But anyway, so yes, he's right. There was a wall of cats all doing their different tricks, and we just were. That was part of our actual acting. Was like we did one rehearsal with the cat. We did one rehearsal for ourselves as actor, then the cat, and the poor guy. You remember him? He was always like the animal wrangler was always like, can you do the clicker? That's the only way they can learn how to follow you or jump on you or sit on you or sleep on you. And we're always like, oh, so mean. I just felt like, except for
have
me, they would
to?
always go to me, go, Vanessa, and I'm like, sure. But, it would just be the clicker or the buzzer.
We're just grossed out
Well,
by
you
the
can put that on
stinky
your
cat
resume
food.
that you're a cat trainer.
Yes.
Right?
There you go.
Part of it.
Thank you, guys.
I love it. Thank
Yes,
you.
of course. Thank you.
Hello.
Hey there, I'm Braxton. A lot of us grew up
Braxton.
watching you since we were kids, so we're used to seeing you on a screen. What's it like on the reverse side, watching yourself on the big screen?
Ooh.
I hate it personally.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all our own worst critics. Well, maybe not all of us, but I don't know. From my perspective, I just kind of am critical of myself,
Yeah.
and I just don't see it. But if you guys are telling me otherwise, then I will feed off of that.
Are we telling them otherwise? Woo. Okay.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Just
Appreciate
saying.
it. Don't make me blush.
He's such a natural actor. I don't know. But and this is not uncommon. Most actors don't like watching themselves because it's hard to, really honestly, it's hard to separate yourself from the character.
Sure.
For me, my mom taught me how to act because I was just basically started at 12 and was running from the beginning and just didn't. I went to school and then went on auditions. So she was kind of teaching me what to do. But I would always get in arguments with her because she's my mom. Like, I don't think it's that way, and she's like, yes, it is, and no, it is not. And so then basically she said, okay, I'm going to video you, and you just decide. So that was kind of the beginning of me looking at it and going, oh, she's right. Maybe that wasn't good, or no, I was right. But I, from a young age, would learn how to like objectify my character and be like, that's her and not me, so I can watch it easier than most actors who just like never want to see themselves, which is it's not uncommon. It's actually I'm the weird one that can see yourself.
Awesome.
We
Thanks,
love
you
you
too.
for it. Hello.
Hello, I'm Annie, and I just wanted to know, what was it like for you guys when you heard that the sequel was finally happening?
Well, I mean, we'd been hearing about a sequel for 20 years.
Yeah.
So to finally happen, I think I was in
It's all right. It's all right.
What's that?
My friend just told me that was not something to ask, but I was.
Oh, why not? No, it's all
that's
good.
okay.
No, we get asked this on the floor. We get asked a lot anyway.
I think at one point we weren't allowed to talk about it because of the strike, but now we're okay to talk about anything.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I kept hearing rumors and rumors for a long time about a second one being made until finally, until it like really was finished, done, and about to be released. I just didn't believe it.
Sure.
I was like, I've been hearing the rumor.
Urban legend.
Yeah, I
right?
heard this person's involved, that person's involved, and it was just like, they're never going to make it. And then, finally it just came to fruition, I guess. So.
Yeah, and I don't know if you remember your contracts, but we signed for a sequel.
Did?
Yeah, we had
Where's
had
the money, honey?
We had
Damn.
money for we had money for the number one, and they had a sequel. They had sequel money for,
Just in case.
for 2 and 3.
Yeah, but that probably, reached statute of
No,
limitations.
I know, but I'm just saying.
some point
we
they're like-
knew we knew from the beginning that they wanted to do make
If
this
it's
a
a
trilogy.
hit, we will bring you in. But it wasn't a hit.
It
until
wasn't a hit,
32
but
years later.
Their instincts were right,
30.
though, to begin with.
Just
right?
saying, would you find your characters enjoyable to bring back, hypothetically, because Disney's got snipers, hypothetically, if you got the chance to bring your characters back for like a I can't even say it now, Hocus Pocus 3, would you enjoy that?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It'd be
100%.
so
yeah.
great.
Okay.
I think we get asked a lot, like, where would your characters be now?
Yeah.
And like, jokingly, I mean, I think I would either be like in an insane asylum.
Wow.
She would obviously be. She thinks she'd be like running
The museum, like
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
like
Trapped.
she should have been
Yeah.
running the museum. That's her
my
zone.
mom ran the museum.
So yeah. Who really knows?
I mean,
but I think it'd be fun.
basically, we're the same as the characters, so it wouldn't be that hard to do.
So everyone think really hard to Disney to get that hypothetical, if we could, HP3. Let's just throw that out there.
Yeah, why not?
P3 and 4 and 5, 6.
Yes.
7, 8,
And
9.
just
The whole
Just like
franchise.
keep it
let
going.
Listen.
let us die on the last. No, we're not kidding.
Because there was a lot of stuff in that museum, right? So there's all kinds of things that could pop up, and
Yeah, I mean,
Brothers
really.
and sisters might not just be the only evils up there.
Maybe we
That's
become
right.
witches.
I mean, the other witch was already there.
Wouldn't that be kind of
If
cool?
you guys became witches,
You're the
Yeah.
warlock, and I'm the white witch.
There you go.
I would watch this movie. I would legit watch
The
this movie.
Dennison family witches.
Yeah.
I like how you put y'all together to make sure that you were together.
Yeah,
I
there was
see
a
what you
book-
did there.
there was
I
a
see what
book
you did
written-
there.
yeah, I mean, I think most
I mean,
people-
come on. He
most
drives
people
me
assume-
crazy, but he's still my husband.
I was
and
going to say,
that's
Max
Yeah.
is still shooting his shot. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He's like, listen, it's our anniversary. I'm going to burn this candle for you. What kind of candle is that? What?
Exactly.
There
There
it
would be
is.
tons of
There it
bickering.
is.
I'm a little
Tons of
high,
arguing.
sorry.
Did we just write this? I think we just did. Okay, we get EP credits for everybody.
Writing credits, great.
I love it. I
Yes.
love it.
Good
We love it
paycheck
too.
too out of that.
Sequel, trequel, mequel.
Before we get out of here, I am curious, as actors yourselves, what are some of the things that you like to watch today that we as your fans should probably be put on and be like, hey, we should be watching this with you?
Okay, he introduced me to Hacks. That's totally
Let's
different.
go.
But I loved
Okay.
Hacks. It's a great. I always ask him what I should watch next because I'm a mom. I barely have any time. I'm like, okay, what do I should watch next? So he gives me the tip.
I love it.
But Hacks is so funny and fun, and a world of like insanity, which I love.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of like first I look at like what like production houses are, who's putting it out there.
Yeah.
And if I know that they put out good content, usually I'll give it a chance. I don't always know, obviously certain actors will also be picky and choosy about what they do. So you're like, oh, if they're behind it, maybe it's something
quality.
good, So
Yeah.
I don't know. I just kind of take a gamble. I wouldn't say I'm like scouting out anything necessarily. And then if I find something, it's got all the right pieces, then
that's what you
I
jump
go
on.
for it, and I'll stay in tune so long as it's like I've been watching Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, yes.
And obviously,
See?
that's got like two of my favorite entertainers ever.
SNL actors, yeah.
There you go.
Absolutely.
And I'm just super drawn to that show and excited every time new season's dropping. Yes. Something new to watch. So
I love it. With Halloween being just around the corner, I'm curious, do you guys dress up, and what is your favorite Halloween costume that you've ever worn?
Ah.
Go,
You go
Vanessa.
ahead.
Oh, well,
no,
first
I don't-
I'm going to mention Vanessa, Jason, and I, and some of our Hocus Pocus fam.
That's right.
We throw an event in Salem now, annually, hopefully. It's just a bunch of Halloween, and you can go to the
Wink,
website.
wink.
Yeah, wink, wink. Yeah, that's how we get around, Uncle Disney's
That's right.
restrictions. And if anybody's in Salem in October or whatever, go to our website. It's just a bunch of Halloween.com. Buncha, not bunch of.
That's right.
And you can subscribe, and you will find you'll get information emailed to you about what's going on. But that being said, we are throwing a big costume ball, so we're going to be dressing. We were
Ooh.
actually just talking an hour ago.
I'm like, what are you going to
wearing?
be? What am I going to be?
I know nothing. Right?
So so that's one costume for the year. In terms of Halloween,
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, for the last long time, I haven't dressed up. I know. Sorry to disappoint you all. But ever since I've been with my significant other, she's kind of more into that spirit, and
Sure.
so I don't really have a favorite costume I've ever. One year I dressed as the Zohan, and I nailed it.
Wait a minute.
It was so good,
Are
and
there
I could do
photos of this?
probably.
Oh, we need that. We
Yeah,
need that.
yeah. I don't know if there's any online, but my family's from Israel, so I can do an Israeli accent pretty well. So that was that's the one I can remember that I was like,
Okay.
nailed it.
I love it.
I always like to be either really funny or really scary, never the kind of costume that you would attract anyone with, because I just don't
Not a
find that-
sexy
it's not-
Zohan.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
fair.
not a sexy zombie. It's not amusing to me. I'd rather,
All right.
I'd rather get a reaction out of people,
That's fair. That's fair.
an attraction out of people.
Vanessa?
Okay, so my favorite was, and it's twofold because my sister nailed it this year with
Okay.
her. So I was 8, and I dressed up as Charlie Chaplin, and I looked great. I looked amazing. Had the cane and the mustache and the hat and wig and everything, full 3-piece suit. And my sister put on my mom's fur coat and was an owl, which was really funny. I don't know why. This picture we have together, both of us. It was amazing. And for every year annually, I'm going with my son because he's 6, and so we go trick or treating, and they close down our neighborhood, which is fantastic, and we just walk out of our house to this trick or treating. This year he's going to be a vampire, and he looks dang cute in his outfit. He already
nailed
saw
it. He nailed it for sure.
He's so excited. He's
he
like,
looks
my
dope.
costume is amazing. He definitely, I mean, my dad made fun of him a little bit. He's like, is he Liberace? Because he had like, you know, the very traditional, like old with like a lot of lace. And I was like, Dad, he has fangs. I don't understand.
And he's like, Liberace. I said what I said.
I
Like,
know,
this is
right? Liberace.
Was it
That's
Liberace
amazing.
from Transylvania?
Yeah,
it
yeah,
could've
like, right?
been.
So,
That's where he's from. That's where he's from. I think so.
Definitely.
Guys, thank y'all so very much for joining us. Thank
Yay,
you
thank
guys.
you.
Des Moines, make some
Thanks,
noise
Hopo
for
fans.
Vanessa.